Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is a continuation of my top 5 caliber cartridge combinations that can be fired in an AR-15 platform. Target is set up at 100 yards. I think you're going to like this rifle cartridge combination because this is the only one that I've ever bought based upon blind faith of its manufacturer, its maker. Alright, so let's get to shooting. Okay, up on the bench is my 300 hammer, manufactured by Wilson Combat Company by Bill Wilson himself. Now, it's got an 18-inch barrel. I have a 4x16 by 44 scope that is designed for a shorter, compact AR-15 type of situation. I have an Anderson lower. I have a Rise Armament RA-140 trigger in it, set right at about 3.5 pounds. I have a Luth AR MBA-3 stock on it. Now, this is the shortest barreled rifle that I own, only 18 inches, and I got it for a specific reason, because Bill Wilson designed this cartridge caliber, this 300 hammer, for shorter barrels, fast action, and I needed a quick truck gun to replace my old 30-30 Winchester. And that's exactly why Bill Wilson built this cartridge, is to either equal with the same bullet weight the performance of the 30-30 Winchester in the same length barrel. Now, this is probably more comparable to the 7.62 by 39. Both of them are 30 caliber bullets, but the 300 hammer can exceed the performance or the speed of the 7.62 by 39 caliber bullet by 150 feet per second. And I'm not shooting it in a different type of foreign configuration. I'm doing it in a good old American black rifle AR-15. Okay, the target is out there at 100 yards. First up will be the 110 grain VMAX varmint bullet, but Bill Wilson says it's really good for pigs and deer, and he has shown that he's taken well over 500 animals on his property in Texas with these bullet combinations that I'm going to be showing you. Alright, so let me go ahead and turn the camera on down there, and let's go ahead and get to shooting. Alright, I encourage you to go to Wilson Combat's website. Bill Wilson has done about 7 or 8 videos on this cartridge caliber combination and can explain it a lot better than I can with multi-million-dollar testing that he has done for years. Now, the 300 hammer was SAAMI approved in 2020, so it's relatively new, and that's why I have it and not a lot of experience on it. Now, I haven't shot this rifle in about 3 months, so I haven't checked the zero, I haven't checked any of that. You're going to see it from the very first cold bore shot. So here we go. Target on the left. Again, this is a 110 grain VMAX, traveling right at, according to my box, 2,650 feet per second. That's pretty quick. Alright. Get my parallax correct. Eyes on, ears in. All right. Well, I got those three out of the way. The conditions today is 22 degrees, a wind about 5 to 10 miles an hour going left to right. It's cold, but it's sunny. It's a nice day. There's no such thing as a bad day of shooting, okay? All right, so let's move on now to the next bullet, which Bill Wilson himself liked the bullet so much that he bought the company. And that is the 110 grain controlled chaos round. Now, according to Bill Wilson and his testing, this is an all copper bullet that is designed for the petals to shear off within the first 4 to 6 inches of penetration and to retain its core so that you've got complete pass-through. Now, I haven't tested that on an animal. I have to take his word for it. But again, go to his website, take a look at the tests that he's done to see the action of this bullet. They are a little bit spendy, but we'll see how they shoot now. All right, target just above the last one I shot. Oh, that's a sweet little group. Okay, now, these were traveling right out of the barrel at 2,610 feet per second. Now, both of these loads that I've worked up came directly from his website. He's done all the work. All you have to do is follow his instructions. The maximum that these bullets can be seated is at magazine depth of 2.260 anyway. And he has some at 2.255, 2.258. He has the maximum powder charge that he's already done the testing. So it's relatively simple to reload for these cartridges. Okay, Starline brass, CCI 450 small rifle magnum primers. Okay, let me go reset up now. Now we're going to go into the big boys, the 125 and the 130 grain bullets for deer size game and large pigs. Okay, be right back. Okay, these bullets are not sexy, but Bill Wilson has meticulously tested on hundreds of animals. That's the 125 grain Sierra Pro Hunter. Now, out of the box, this is what's really interesting. I'm getting 2,556 feet per second out of a 125 grain 30 caliber bullet in this little bitty platform. That's pretty amazing. Alright, so let's go ahead and shoot these three. Be the target right next to the one that I shot before. Again, this is more of what I was after when I bought this rifle. I did not buy it as a varmint. I bought it as a quick action truck gun. Get out of the truck. There's the coyote, there's the deer, there's whatever I'm after, and can be able to get on it and fire quickly. With that short barrel, it's very easy to manipulate. All right, here we go. Wow. And that's another thing that Bill Wilson claims. He said he also developed this cartridge to be extremely accurate. And I'm just an average shooter, and yeah, that was pretty good. Okay, next up now, take a look at these cases. Everything looks great, rounded, no marks at all. I can't wait to resize and reload these because these were brand new cases. Starline brass. All right, now this blunt booger, this 130 grain Spear Hot Core. This is Bill Wilson's top suggested bullet. It's not sexy, does not have a high ballistic coefficient, is a semi-spitzer, kind of a rounded tip there, but it's the one that he likes the best, and I'm not going to go against the guy that invented the doggone thing that says, hey, use this bullet, you'll be happy. All right, so let's target right above the last one I shot. Let's take a look. Oh well, again, haven't shot in the last 3 months. This rifle didn't check the zero, didn't check the function. You saw it as if you were out hunting. This is your truck gun. You have no time, you got to get in the truck, you got to go. And I'm pretty pleased. But I am going to shoot the 110 grain again, just to see if that was cold shooter. Because if I recall, these things were a lot more accurate than what I shot today. Alright, so let's go ahead and load up 3 more of those 110 grains. And let's see if it was just shooter air, or if I need to work on that load a little bit more. Or bullet seating depth, or powder charge. Because according to my box here, I'm a full grain under what Bill Wilson claims is his maximum load, and I stopped right there because of the speed, no other reason. Alright, let's shoot these again. Okay, that was better than the first group. So you can write those first 3 off as strictly on me. Alright folks, let's go ahead and gather up the target, get back to the barn, analyze that target, and I'm going to compare the 300 hammer against the 7.62 by 39, which is probably the closest caliber that or cartridge that I don't own. But we can take a look at the ballistics and see how they compare. I think you'll be surprised. All right, see you at the barn. Back at the barn, folks. Okay, let's start with the, you saw this, 110 grain VMAX with CFE black, 2,654 feet per second, and the cold bore cold shooter, 1.211 inches. Okay, still good enough. All right. Then the 110 grain Lehigh controlled chaos with CFE black, 2,610 feet per second, a little bit better group, 0.406. Okay, then over here was the 125 grain Sierra Pro Hunter. I really like this bullet. CFE black, 2,556 feet per second, and a 0.566 inch group. And that's closer to the center there, so that was probably the last round that I zeroed with. Okay, then the 130 grain Spear Hot Core CFE black again, 2,525 feet per second for a 130 grain bullet, 0.511 inches. This happens to be Bill Wilson's favorite bullet for pig hunting. Okay, then I tried to redeem myself. I think you saw this over here a little bit on the 110 grain VMAX. I shot it a second time just to show you that shooter error is probably more of a problem with groups than anything else. 0.749. Okay, now here's the good part. Let's go down here to the comparison charts. Alright, over here is the 7.62 by 39 Ruski with 123 grain Horny SST with a G1 BC of .295. Now, I don't own this rifle, so I'm not, or cartridge combination, so I'm not going to give an opinion on it other than to show you the actual numbers that came right off the box from Hornady's own website for the SST and 123 grain. It is a little bit lighter bullet than the 125 grain that we're using over here for the Sierra Pro Hunter for the 300 hammer. But let's go through the numbers. Okay, .295 ballistic coefficient for the Russian 7.62 by 39. They show a speed on the box of 2,350 feet per second. Alright, so where does it fall below that 1,000 pounds of energy? In this particular case, 200 yards, but out to 250, 822 foot-pounds, a 13.4 inch drop. Okay, then over here is the 300 hammer. Again, 2550 is the speed that I actually produced. A .277 BC on that bullet. G1. Okay, out to 250 yards, that's where we are at 964 and 11.2 inch drop. So a 2 inch difference in drop, only what, 150 foot-pounds of energy difference at 200 yards. But again, in a AR-15 type of cartridge, you can see that the American wins out. All right. If you like this video, folks, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Please do subscribe and check your subscriptions, please. But no matter what, as usual, may God bless you all. See you again next time. Goodbye.